So let's talk about it. I think here's what I'll say, right? Everyone needs to be fired. And I've been the catalyst of saying Zach Taylor doesn't need to be fired. Don't fire Zach Taylor. It is what it is, right? You know, but after this type of game, Lou needs to be fired. Zach needs to be fired. Duke needs to be fired. Frank Pollock needs to be fired. You need a clean house. You're 4-8. You got embarrassed in this game. You really did. You got badly embarrassed. This defense looked like a middle school defense out there. This was one of the worst performances on defense we have seen. Even with how this year has gone, this is one of the worst defenses we have seen. Lou, everyone, clean house across the board. You need to just get rid of everybody. You need to get a defensive mind in here who knows what the hell he's doing. You need to get a head coach in here who doesn't lose the locker room, and also an offensive-minded head coach. You need to get an actual offensive coordinator in here. You need to get actually something in here correctly, because this team has fallen apart. Across the board, this team has fallen apart. I still am on the fence. I still will say this, right? Me personally, I say promote Zach Taylor to like what they did with Pete Carroll and make him an advisor role. Don't fire him. But with how this situation is going, getting to a point where you have to. I feel like you just have to. You're forced to. Because at this point, the front office, if you don't do something, the fans are going to stop going to your games. The fans are going to stop caring about your product of football. And they're going to stop caring about your team. And with the fact that the Paycor lease goes up in 2026, and Mike Brown wants us taxpayers to pay for this freaking lease, and he wants us to pay for this crap, you're not getting that, Mike. You're not getting that at all. You better start winning some games, Mike. And you being cheap and you being like this is not going to help us out at all. So you need to start fixing this crap altogether. Now, listen, this game, the only person not to blame, ironically enough, is Evan McPherson. Because he actually did make his extra points and his one field goal. But 3 turnovers for Joe Burrow, 1 interception where he threw it way too high, got tipped up 3 times and picked off. 2 fumbles by Joe. One of them was the offensive line fault. One of them was just he held the ball way too long. 0 attempts at Jamar Chase throughout this game. Now I'm just going to give that to the Steelers defense. Locked up Jamar Chase. But it's across the board. This game is how this season has gone. Almost there. You almost got there. You almost had a chance to win. You almost did this. You almost did that. You almost figured it out. That has been this season in a nutshell. And it's the same result. You put it in different situations, same result in the end. And at the end of the day, you look at the end of this game, and I think this is the one moment where Zach Taylor, you could say, you're fired. And it's when it's 2nd down and short. Where was it? 2nd down and 7. And we decline the offensive holding call. You accept that it's 2nd and 17. Now, keep in mind, they still can run another play. They still run the 2nd down and 17 play again. But what ends up happening is they can run some clock off like 2 or 3 seconds. But the clock stops. So there's people in my chat saying, oh no, because it's 2nd and 7, they got a holding call. If we accept it, they run another 40 seconds off. No, that's not how that works. The clock stops. It's a penalty. It stops the clock. The only time a penalty doesn't stop the clock usually is when it's going for a situation where, like, for example, if I'm trying to run the clock off, right? If I'm trying to run the clock off and the defense jumps off sides, that does not stop the clock. Because you could, technically speaking, keep doing that to try to get extra timeouts. But this is not that situation. The clock would have stopped on 2nd and 17. Yes, they would have ran another play. They could have ran 2 or 3 seconds off the clock. It would have given us the ball maybe with 40 seconds left or whatever. Instead of 44, it would have been 40. we decline that penalty. They get a first down on 3rd and 4. That's a moment where you got to accept that penalty. You got to accept it. You're going to push them back 10 yards. Who knows? Anything's possible. It's a 6-point game. And you decline that, and you give them the ball, and they go and get the first down and win the game. It's stupid mistakes like that. Closing out games. Finishing games the correct way. And again, it's one of those situations where I really do love Zach. I love Zach a lot. And, I really envy all the stuff he has done for this team and this franchise of taking us to a Super Bowl and back-to-back championships. And I respect that more than anything. But at the end of the day, someone needs to be fired for how this season has gone. And Duke Tobin, 100%. Your butt is going, buddy. You're going when you get an actual GM who knows how to draft, who knows what the hell he's doing, and not a play pretend GM who all we do is let him have the chance to be successful. Oh yeah, because we don't want to actually pay a real GM. You just need to clean house. And that's just kind of the fact of it is right now. We're 4-8. Our season's over. We don't have a chance. We technically do, actually. We actually have like a 5% chance. We could. But it's not going to happen. You just need to clean house and move on. And try to get this back together. Because you're going to have to rebuild. And it's going to be a very difficult process. But the starting process is the front office. And that has been the root of all evil here. This front office has done everything possible to try to not win and try to consistently let people go, let players go, and not fix the problems. It's the endless cycle of, delusion. It's the endless cycle of insanity. Doing the same thing on repeat, expecting a different result. Season's over. Right? Now we got to start talking about the draft. We got to start thinking about free agency. We got to start thinking about what's next. Obviously, it sucks. It does. Season felt like it was going to be a really great one. And just never-ending struggles. It's pretty much what it is. But tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. Peace out.